With the 11th pick in the 2022 CFL draft, the Ottawa Redblacks select Cyrille Hogan Saindon, offensive line, Laval. BC, you're on the clock.
Well, we talked earlier in this draft about the desire to see offensive linemen demonstrate a little bit of nastiness, and Cyrille Hogan Saindon is a guy who, to me, finishes his blocks with authority, with purpose. You see the bench press number there, strong, physical, tough guy. Started at center for Laval, and we often talk about Laval offensive linemen as these finished products. Hogan Saindon, this is a guy who drew some NFL interest from people watching him on film. It was actually his first year dressing for that team because of depth they've had, obviously with the 2020 season being wiped out. So not just first year as a starter, first year dressing, and here we see a guy getting picked in the second round of the CFL draft. So you talk about the coaching that they received there. Carl Brennan, long history in the Canadian Football League and developing Canadian Football League players at Laval. Glenn Constantin as a guy who has, quite frankly, raised the bar in Canadian university football through what he has done with that Laval program. You know you're going to get a guy who takes his football very seriously, very professionally, and as I said, I mean, comes very well developed, very well coached, but still with room to grow, which, you know, because of that limited game experience, it's not something we often say about guys coming out of Laval.
6'4", 300 pounds, typical prototype, right? Center, three-time academic All-Canadian, all of those things are great. What jumps out to me specifically with the fit with the Ottawa Redblacks here is that you're looking at a group in Katella Say, Connor Berglock, Darius Sirocco, Matthew Dirks, Jalen Guthrie, Andrew Pickett, Jacob Root, on and on and on. They've got really good depth. Who's the natural center? Like, who's the one that could possibly slot in there, not just next season, but for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years? You want to build something around. It was supposed to be Alex Fontana. He's now the starting center for the Hamilton Tiger Cats. So he leaves in free agency. You bring in Darius Sirocco. Yes, he might play in that spot, but not a true natural center. And Hogan Saindon is that. And he's got, just what we were talking about earlier with Zach Pelios, because he hadn't played a whole lot of games. He had such a high ceiling to move forward in his career. Well, look who the Ottawa Redblacks have selected. Zach Pelios and Cyrille Hogan Saindon. They're looking for ceiling development, but guys that are extremely talented and fit really what they want to do.
I know in Ottawa they believe Hogan Saindon could play guard or center. So there's probably your answer. He could be the center. And again, it might not be pretty what you're seeing from Ottawa, but you could tell in Sean Burke's first year, they're building something there. This is something, an identity they're trying to build. And this is for this year, for next year, and for years to come. If you get and establish that offensive line, a nasty offensive line, a big physical offensive line, with these early first-round picks, this is something you see the fruits of this labor, you know, years from now or several years from now.